is this man, Julius Campbell? When I think about it, he's quite unique and different. He's captivating in so many ways. So that's Julius. He's going to catch or captivate your attention. It's like his presence demands your attention. Don't judge a book by the cover. Examine the contents of the book before you make that judgment. Because if you look only at the cover, you're liable to throw away a blessing because you didn't examine its contents.
Julius is one of those individuals, you hear people talk about an individual and they say, well, that individual would give their shirt off their back for anybody. Well, Julius is truly that kind of a person where he would give whatever he has to help somebody, even if it was the last dollar he had, or even if it was to cost him, he would do so without complaint.
He's always making sure that that everybody's taken care. Everybody. He think that he is everybody's Santa Claus. He's a character. He will come in the house and he will go and he will whatever and give my belonging, my stuff away. He will always say, you can have it. And I'm saying, excuse me, son, that is not yours. You cannot give that away. Oh, mama, you don't need that. So now he's married, so I'm gonna see if he's gonna give his wife away.
Julius Campbell was a young man that I met when I first got to be a part of the Kairos community at Phillips State Prison. He was in a leadership role at that time, and he stood out in his ability to get a group to do what he needs them to do, to stay organized, to correct, to encourage. I got a chance to see all of that in terms of how he was working with them. Very, very impressive. He really had a knack. He had a knack at reading people. He knew how to get to them, no matter what their personality type is, what group they tended to hang with. He knew how to reach them. He knew how to get the best out of them. If I were sitting in front of Julius, and I know at some point he's going to be listening to this, so Julius, I want you to listen to this. You are incredibly gifted. Stay connected to your calling, to your gift. Do what you can to grow that gift, because you are an absolute ticking time bomb for any negativity out there. For the negativity faced by returning citizens, for the society and the way they may be looked at, they can't help but to see the positive energy in you. And those returning citizens that are coming out and facing that same situation, they can't help but to see it in you. So whether you know it or not, you are an absolute role model.
The first time I seen him really dressed up like a suit and tie, he had trouble tying the tie. He didn't know how to tie a tie. So he would always come and said, hey, how do I look? And the part of the tie that would be hidden was the longest part. So I would, for like 3 weeks, I had to actually show him how to tie a tie. He got it down pat now.
There were some difficult times about incarceration, so it's not all fun and games. You know, you don't want to be incarcerated, but incarceration, if you allow it, can help build you. It can either A, make you bitter, or B, make you better. And I chose to allow it to make me better. Right now, the reason why I want to speak to people is because I want people to know it's not so much how you start, but how you finish. I have been given another opportunity to build, to create. So that's what I'm doing now at this latter part of my life. I'm finishing strong. That is my message, that you can finish strong. You don't have to be what you were. You don't have to be what you were. That's why when you ask me the question, what is my identity? I have a brand new identity, and you can have a brand new identity. You don't have to be who you were. You can finish strong. Just start over. Just start over. I am extremely thankful for my family. They stuck with me through this entire ordeal, the consequences of my actions. Those 26 years, they came to see me up and down those roads. They were there for me financially. All of my family, I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to the victim's mother, who has forgiven me, and his family for giving me this opportunity. Because of who I am today, I'm able to share with others that can learn from my mistake and the mistake of others. So I want to say thank you for this opportunity. I don't take for granted this second chance that I have been given. And I say that not just with my lips, but my lifestyle also confirms that I am grateful for this second chance. I want to say thank you to the countless men and women that have come in my life in prison. As I say, God has placed a lot of people in my path, staff members, officers, counselors, chaplains, offenders, my brothers. I want to say thank you to each of them, because many of you have planted seeds in my life. Many of you have comforted me, counseled me, taught me, stood by me, sacrificed for me. I just want to say thank you to all of them as well. I want to say thank you to those on the outside who accepted me, who has forgiven me. I am grateful, and you would hear me say this often. If it was not for the forgiveness that God and others has granted unto me, things would be a whole lot difficult for me. And so I just want to express that to everyone who has played a role in my life.
There is no way that a person can be locked up that long and have that much joy. Sometimes something got to be wrong, but Julius never shared it with me. He never told me, I never heard it in his voice. Even when I went to visit him, I never saw it on his face. And I began to just and I began to tell God, thank you. That when somebody, I don't know who gave him that name, Brother Joy, but they labored him well, that he had joy. And that's Julius. In spite of whatever he went through, he always kept that joy. So when he did get home and I was sharing it with him, he said, "Ma," he said, "I couldn't tell you what I went through." He said, "Because I didn't want to burden you." That's a caring person. That's a compassionate person. And I just love my son. I do, with all my heart. I raised him as a single parent, as a single mother. I'll do it all over again. Although he was locked up in prison, but to me, Miko never gave me not one day of trouble. Not one day. Unfortunately, whatever happened, happened. And he was so hurt about that, as well as myself and our family. But as a mother, Julius did not give me not one day of trouble. And I'm so proud of him. What he became, where he going, and where he been.